From the front pages that shape public opinion to the stories setting the national agenda, this is ATN newspaper headlines. We bring you today's major headlines, the facts behind them, and what we open for sponsorship of this program, advert placements, news, events, coverage, and commercials. Watch us live on our website, www.atlanticnetwork.tv, on Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, on our TV platform, on Niger TV, our Fastech TV platform, and you can connect with us on our ATN socials by subscribing, like, and share. Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, and on X at Atlantic TV Net. We'll go on a quick break and we'll return. We'll dive right into our stories. Do stay tuned.
And beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economic, sports, and documentaries. So catch all your bits on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. On ATN. From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economic, sports, and documentaries. So catch all your bits on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. On ATN.
People into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honorable
human
on the point of order.
Honorable
They are not picking our calls. They made up their minds.
So no agreement with the EU, but
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains. Through the Sahara, we bring on-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories.
Welcome to Stay With Us. This is Newspaper Headlines, and joining me to analyze the stories on the first study this morning is Mr. Cyril Mite. Good morning, sir.
My pleasure.
Thank you for joining. And now straight to the punch this morning. As we have oil revenue shakeup, states back Tinubu's executive order. And we also have DCSO's clear deputy governor. I'll start with this DCSO, chief of staff, cleared as by his deputy governor. Story trending yesterday. I would love to get your thoughts on the story.
Well, I think the state nature abhors vacuum, and so the position of a deputy governor has to be filled. You remember a few weeks ago, the deputy governor passed on, elected deputy governor passed on, and there was no need to leave his position vacant. And I think in the ideas of the governor of the state, he's come out with suitability of the chief of staff to fill up the position of deputy governor. And I think it's within his right and the party to as well to decide on that which they have done. And this man who won the elections with the governor is no longer there. But by appointment, this one has come to stay, and we hope the system in Bayelsa State will run smoothly. The chief of staff is one man who has been close to the administration for some time now, and especially the workings of the late deputy governor. Everybody knows that he's one man who has been described as a workaholic. Okay. And I hope that the chief of staff will bring his own acumen as well to bear on his new position.
Do you think this appointment of the new deputy governor will restore the post-mortem that was intended to be carried out on the body of Ejabo to ascertain the cause of his death?
No, that is purely medical and of course process. That's the procedure. That will be done. He slumped and died in office without well-known sickness. He was hale and hearty that morning when the incident happened. So it's only medically to find out why he died, and so as to see, that this do not happen again, and others could learn from it. The post-mortem definitely go on, and I think people know what killed the deputy governor.
All right, thank you for your opinion on the story. Also on the point this morning, we have recapitalization. Banks raise 4 trillion naira ahead of March deadline. And move on to the next story. We have federal government slammed as medical tourism hits $550 million annually. That's a huge amount.
Yeah, and it could even be more. And in the next few years, I'm not seeing that reduce at all. Medical facilities across Nigeria is nearly comatose and non-existent. Everybody who cherish and value his health will want to go to where he had. Politicians are say not, they do not give a damn. Nobody from the top to the bottom of the ruling class, use medical facilities in Nigeria. What does that tell you? Because the facilities are not top notch. Where there are personnel, but no facility. For my check, I travel abroad as well to go. I do chance, and that's where you have the facilities to treat. And incidentally, when you travel abroad, I'm very sure if you go into 5 medical facilities, you see Nigerian doctors, as revered medical personnel in such institutions, and it becomes very worrisome that yes, we don't have the equipment, we don't have the environment. Even with so much money voted for the government house medical facility, nobody goes to use it. In Rivers State, we heard of a top politician that passed on, and where did he go? And it means that we don't trust the facilities we have here, and I believe it's high time the government of the day begin to think of improving improving on the facilities and ensuring that they work. Sometimes facility, but they don't work. Finance and all of that, and because of that, we do self-treated. Because it will only increase. It's not being increased. It's been increasing 50 years or thereabouts. So I think this is an indictment, and we should have renewed hope in medicals for Nigeria. We want to see politicians use the facilities. If they use the facilities, then they will know that the facility has to be top notch. It has to be improved upon daily, because you can never tell when you'll be sick, and you can never tell when you will need this facility. So I strongly believe that these figures for medical tourism will increase, and only the government that can ensure that this does not happen, because we talk about a lack of finance. It's a lot to go check up, because you need to pay flight tickets, you need to pay doctors, and medicals don't come cheap. I must tell you, medicals don't come cheap. So this is what we would have benefited if we had the facility properly maintained in Nigeria. We have sometimes we vote money for facilities that we don't bring in, and the men just stay. You've talked about medicals, and you see that even the doctors are frustrated that they don't want to stay anymore. They are on the move, and what they simply call the Japa syndrome. It is more in the medical field because of the fact that you have the quality to operate. Medical tourism will be on increase. I'm not seeing in the near future that this will be stemmed. I'm not being optimistic, but I don't see what is on ground or what the processes or procedures have been put in place to reducing medical tourism. It will continue.
All right, thank you for whipping another story. One of the major stories making the headlines of Punch this morning is Tinubu picks Disu for pre-27 security boost. DIGs retire. Yesterday we did this headline made this story made made headlines yesterday on the media space. But this morning, according to the for pre-2027 security boost, do you think the appointment of Disu will bring fresh air into the security space?
Well, I'm not an expert in security, but from what I see from the outside, nothing seems to have changed. A lot of people think maybe Disu is being called upon now to be. He was a former ADC to Tinubu when he was a man in Lagos, and maybe once he knows of his capacity. But this is pre-election year, and a lot of things are being put in place. If you look at the records of Ebetoku, you think that yes, he's not done well, so there was need to change him. That was, of course, the issue of the fact that he had passed retirement age and he was still left in the system. He was contracted to be in the system. And there was a hue and cry when he was appointed. Why do you have to bring somebody that should be retiring? And because of that, you will have to retire several a police officer that could have been given the appointment. Because every time you make this appointment, any person that's ahead of the person by rank, you have to. Here again, we are traveling on the same road. We are Disu is now been appointed as the new Inspector General of Police, and by this appointment, another 30 police officers, senior police officers, will have to be retired. Why do we do this? Why don't we give consideration to seniority, which is appointments? We keep doing these things, and we take it for granted. Yes, if you look at the records of Tunde Disu, yes, he's performed well. He was Commissioner of Police in Rivers State, and within his period, there was relative calm politically because he came at the time for balance, and he tried his best to balance. So people believe that he's a competent police officer, someone employed back in 1992 as General Assistant Inspector General of Police. He's been in charge of the Force Criminal Department. He's in charge of the SPU department as well. In the police, these are top, levels. But with the level of criminality in the country now, if you are aware of what happens in the north and few other states in the country, you need some and the officer that is dispassionate and professional in doing his job. Can Tunde Disu do this? Yes, he can. But what happens to the fate of the other 29 senior officers, you know, that will be retired because of his appointment? Why do we need to recycle people in this as if we don't have orders? I really don't see anything changing. We are traveling on the same road. The same thing that happened when Egbetukun was there, even before, to have changed security-wise. I just hope that ahead of the elections, this will be coming up with his A game to ensure that at least there's relative peace for the elections to continue, and beyond that, stem the tide of insecurity in a couple of states in Nigeria that has led to the intervention, or do I say, yes, intervention, if you ask me, of the American forces that are in Nigeria as we speak.
All right, thank you for your opinion on the story. We'll move on to Daily Trust this morning. El-Rufai asks courts to quash DSS charges. There's been back and forth movement on El-Rufai's case and EFCC. Do you think this case has taken longer than it's expected to be?
It looks to be more political than the case of an established case against. It's going forth and back. Is giving reprieve by one agency, he's intercepted by another agency, and this is, to me, drama to come ahead of the elections. Everything is being done to ensure that the voice of opposition is as minimal as possible. They're trying to cow him. Everybody knows El-Rufai to be not scared of daring the government, and when he doesn't favor him, and so it's like what we know already. But I think in this instance, if you do not have anything against the man, then let him be. Then if you have something against him, then you go to court. If he's been granted bail, then I have to, enjoy the tenets of the bail. Don't try to give in one hand and take with the other. I think that's the travel of El-Rufai.
Would you say his case is one of selective judgment?
We have a lot of people, I'm sorry, moving freely, and several others, then you think that he's selective because he's fighting in opposition to government. He's one of the, I think, the ADC leaders, which is the main opposition party, so to say, and if you look at it, why are the ones on the opposing side being haunted? The principal ones being haunted. Yes, not be in numbers, but for me, it is.
Yeah, we also have on the Daily Trust this morning, Obi Oyegun, other ADC chieftains attacked in Edo. Yesterday, this story broke out, and it seems to posit to us that there's a terrain of politics we are getting into in 2017. Do you buy into the same idea?
Well, it wouldn't be a bad idea to be part of those who think that yes, it is becoming more dangerous. Probably everybody knows him to be one man who, tried to live his life, tried not to be too officious. There are some people who ordinarily at this level, you see them go around with multiple security protection. But beyond that, it's the responsibility of the government to provide protection for even opposition leaders.
Okay.
Peter Obi is one. He should have been given enough protection, good enough not to be attacked. But when it's easy for someone to want to, attack him, then it looks like the security, not for just the ceremony, but in that state, is not, good enough. You ask who is in charge of security, then you know where to shift your blame. But ordinarily, ahead of the election, people should be scared to come out to say, no, we don't agree with what you're saying. It will be if provided for the opposition, so that they can you can win in an atmosphere where people will say, oh yes, we tried, but it didn't work out, than a situation where people will ordinarily the conversation will be like, oh, the position where or they killed 1 or 2 persons. Imagine what image it would be for Nigeria if someone's personality as Peter Obi, is attacked, at ceremonies often. This doesn't speak well of the country. And as we speak, security is a major concern for Nigeria. Yes, the economy is there, but security is a major concern. Such that, like we said, we have foreign forces right now in the country. That is an indictment on the security system, and it shouldn't be. And if we continue to attack from terrorists now to the sphere of to the election, the polity, and I'm not too sure it will be a good reference for the ruling party. And I think it's high time everyone is protected, whether you are a opposition member or not. Not only those who are in support of government will be given protection. Opposition as well deserves even more in the system.
Thank you. One of the stories making the daily trust this morning is a very sensitive one, as U.S. push to scrap Sharia sparks outrage. And, I don't know. Yesterday, before yesterday, we found out that the U.S. Assembly, headed by Riley Moore, had actually submitted a document to the president on security issues about the persecution of Christians, and yeah, we're having U.S. push to scrap. I think this is the right moment for such movement.
Well, I'm not privy to what the Americans have seen, and of course, from what we saw of the how many points reports that were submitted yesterday to on Monday to the system in America, you think that yes, there is a case. If you are a resident in Nigeria over the period, you know where this is coming from. The point here is that we would like to sweep things under the carpet. We don't want to say it the way it is. And it has not taken us far at all. We are still in the same vicious cycle of attacking ourselves. Sharia activities here in Nigeria, it's been under the searchlight for as many as 3 decades, and it has not improved. And I strongly believe that there is more to it from what the Americans have seen, yes. And the authorities would not like it, because this every time we know where these activities of bandits are coming from, and we know those who spread it. Whatever name it is called, we know those who spread it and those who give it cover. And I'm not too sure the Americans are far from the report submitted yesterday. I'm sure it will not be of the Sharia system, but it is not too far from the truth. What has the contribution of the Sharia authorities done? To stemming this tide, and they are saying most of these activities are traceable to members of the Sharia court or whatever. So I'm strongly believing that most of the reports of the Americans submitted Monday could be taken for what it is, and let's hope that the Nigerian Sharia authorities here in Nigeria or people who practice Sharia will know that yes, the harm activities in the region or around most of the states there are disturbances have been traced to their members, and they have not done any much about stemming it. Why did the Americans come in? It's because they have not done anything. So I believe we must cooperate with the Americans and okay and leave out not okay, but it's in the interest of Nigeria to ensure that these activities do not continue. If you are getting help from America, so be it.
Before we wrap up, last time when we heard Trump speaking about the military intervention to curb Christian persecution, afterwards it seems like these bandits stepped up their game. Do you think towing the path onto 2027 election, this decision won't hit up the polity?
It definitely will, and that's the more reason why we really have to stop it, or by any means, even before the elections, because it's common knowledge that it's going to be a tool, and like I said, it's not good for the image of the country at the end of the day. The Americans do not want to completely take charge of the security apparatus here in Nigeria, but what are we doing to as Nigerians, our security system? Well, let's see what the new Inspector General Police will do. Beyond that, so much money has been voted for stemming of this security. As you ask yourself, of the large volume of funds voted into security stemming the tide, we are exclusivity. So it means that there should be need for a drastic action, and if that drastic action will come from with a foreign help, so I strongly think that we are not doing enough. We need to do enough within the system. Bandits are with us here. And if every time you want to confront them, they overpower you, then you have to find out how is this possible. We have a good security, that's a military setup here in Nigeria. Remember, we've gone to Liberia, we've gone to a couple of other countries to assist and bring tranquility and peace. How come we cannot deal with this monster that has been with us for over how many decades now in Nigeria and keep expanding? Do we need a foreign force? And then when we get one, we'll begin to complain. I think we really have to sort these things out. Let me hope that the military authorities, in conjunction with the new Inspector General Police, will do everything to ensure that this do not go beyond this year, because the election is almost here. Campaigns will start in another few months from now, and campaigning in an atmosphere of insecurity will not give us a good image.
All of Mr. Cyril Rite for joining me this morning on Newspaper Headlines. Thank you for joining me.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
And this is where we wrap it up on this episode of Newspaper Headlines. Up next is ATN Blood. Don't forget we are open for sponsorship of the program, advertisements, news, events, coverage, and commercials. Watch us live on our website, www.atlanticnetwork.tv, on Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, on our TV platform, Niger TV, iFastech platform. You can connect with us on our ATN socials by subscribing, like, and share. Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network. Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, and on X at Atlantic TV Net. And don't forget, peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Thank you for watching. I am Favor.